Okay, guys, so it's 8 o'clock. We are still waiting for Joe to get with us, but as soon as Joe gets with us, I'll hand over to him. In the meantime, just a quick update on how things are going. Been a quiet couple of days. Yesterday was quiet on the trading front. The same things happened today as we've looked at the trades that have been coming through, and we have seen signals, but they just haven't been ones that we were ready to send out to everybody because we don't want anyone getting in any deeper than they are. We have, however, had a very, very good week over the space of the last week. We've had a good, strong run. Trades have been coming in thick and fast and very profitable. So as soon as we get these couple of trades out of the way, then we'll be ready to crack on with some more as they come. You may have heard the message from Simon earlier on this today that mentioned we have our event coming up, our mastermind class, Winner's Circle Mastermind class, which is happening. The dates had to be moved to the beginning of June because the hotel double booked us. And the alternative date that they gave us a week later, they simply didn't have enough rooms to accommodate the number of us that's going to be there. And on the basis that we want even more than we have, then we moved to a different date. So we've moved to the 6th, and the 7th, Simon? You unmute yourself to tell us that. But we've moved the date a couple of days to do that. But early bird tickets, 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Early bird tickets, however, are still available and will be available until Saturday. So if you want to get those tickets booked now, get them booked very, very early because it will be a sellout yet again. I can see we have Joe on the call. Joe,
Roger, the tickets nearly double. If they don't get them at the early bird, they go from 125 to 199.
Yep. The hotel, guys, the hotel have put the prices up spectacularly for us. And Simon's battled, and I really do mean battled. I've been sat with him whilst he's been making the phone calls. He has battled to keep the prices down. So the price will go from 125 to 199 if you miss out on the early bird. So for the sake of a couple of days, you save a chunk of money. Excuse me. And if you've got, Simon's going to send the link out again after the call. But if you click on the website, that was a single ticket. There are double tickets available, which will save you plenty, but the difference in price is still substantial if you miss out on the early bird. So that's that. Speaking of events, we do have at the end of this month, we've got our international conference, which is going to be in London. And as we were talking on this call last week, Joe's not aware of this, but when we were on the call last week, Louis over in Australia and Joe, Louis got up at some ridiculously early hour in the morning because it's Thursday morning for him over in Australia already. And he decided after listening to last Thursday's call that he couldn't miss out on the event. So he booked plane tickets, flights and conference tickets to be with us at the end of this month, even though he's actually only been with us for just a few weeks. So well done, Louis. Congratulations. That said, time for me to hand over to Joe Martinez, to Joe Gomez. It's a blast from the past. Joe, can you put your camera on for us first of all?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Sorry about that, buddy. There's a lot of people don't know what we're laughing at, aren't there?
No, they just rolling with it. Oh, that's funny.
You call a Freudian slip. Joe, I'm going to let you take over. I'm going to shut up right now.
Awesome. I appreciate that, brother. I really do. And guys, I'm excited to be on this call. First of all, as always, let me start each and every one out some time to your business, to help grow your business, to add some streams of income to your business. So I appreciate that. I know the leaders appreciate that. And remember this, I want to leave you with one tip today. Write this down. You're either or you're being counted. Okay, that's huge. You're either counting how many people you have on this call or you're being counted. And you want to be the counter. You want to be counting how many people you have on this call. Okay? At the end of the day, the more people you get on the call, the more butts you get in seats, the more eyes you get on the screen, and the more ears you get to listen to the message, the more money you're going to make. So you want to be the one who's counting how many people they have on this call, not to be the one who is seeing or being counted, if that makes any sense. So with that being said, hey, let's fast forward. We're 30 days into the new year, right? A little over 30 days. We're on, remember, at the beginning of the year, we said we were starting a 90-day run, right? Some people have already given up. Some people have already given up. I already see people who have left this group on the Zoom. They jumped on just so the leaders could see them on the call, and then they don't realize that it says when you leave as well, right? So some people just like that, that's how their business is, right? They came in for a 90-day run. They haven't got the results that they wanted, and they're already out of the business. Instead of doing a checkup from the neck up, right? It's in here. Instead of seeing where they're missing it, instead of trying to dig deep. Remember, we talk about the 7 absolutes, and I'm going to go over that in a minute. We talk about the 8-point system. If you're working those systems, if you're really working those systems, then it's very simple to go back and see where the business is missing it. It's very simple to see, okay, well, I'm reading for 2 hours a day in personal development, and I'm not doing any inviting to meetings. I'm not doing any inviting to webinars. I'm not doing anything to grow my business. All I'm doing is self-growth, and self-growth is great. Don't get me wrong. Your day should start with self-growth. However, at some point, you got to be willing to get onto the other absolutes. You got to be willing to work on the point systems that give you more points. And those points are going to come by attending the webinars, going to trainings, going to live events with a guest, holding a live event at your house. All those different things are going to help you grow your business. See, today we have a live event. I'm doing the webinar right now. I left a meeting earlier, and I got a home meeting later on that I'm going to present at. Those are all things that I'm going to do that are going to build the business, that are going to, at the end, help a lot of people make money, but at the end result, by default, it's going to help me make a lot of money. So we're 30 days into it. Some people have actually worked the system. Some people haven't. Some people have been involved for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and they haven't even attended a Fast Start training. They don't even know what the 72hourfaststart.com website looks like. They haven't even went over it. You should be going over that with every person that gets in your business, but it starts with you. You have to go over it yourself. You should know it like the back of your hand. If you're going to build this business, at the end of the day, if you're really, truly going to build this business, you should know it like the back of your hand and find a way to tweak it and make it your own, right? You want to duplicate this with every person in your business. Everybody that's in this team, everybody that's in this call, they should already have done this, right? They should all have some sort of 72-hour fast start. Everybody's needs to have some sort of 72-hour fast start, you know, where they want to know who their 3 uplines are so that they can contact them and get them on 3-way calls. They want to know their replicated site. They want to know what their IBO number is. They want to know what MetaTrader 4 is. They want to know how to set up a demo account so they could actually start trading and start getting some results so that they can share those results with people. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it's a demo account or a real account. But if you have real results, because either way, a result is going to happen. If you have real results where you're able to share those with others, then that's how you're going to be able to build your business. Listen, we don't have a product. I'm not going out and saying, hey, try this, handing out sticks, making people buy boxes of whatever. We don't have that here. So all we have is to be able to share with people. And again, network marketing, right? The focus of network marketing was a word-of-mouth advertisement. And the way that would happen was people sharing what they loved about something. While our service makes people money. Hello. Right? Our service has the ability to make people money. And so if you're actually a product of the service, if you're actually using the service, then you're able to share that with people. All you have to do is share your results. Now you're not selling anybody. Some people, oh, I'm not a good recruiter. I'm not a good salesman. You don't have to be. Were you good at show and tell? A lot of us like show and tell. When we were in elementary school, we were able to take our favorite item to school and show it to everybody and tell them why we loved it. Same concept here, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm in a professional game of show and tell. That's it. I'm going to show them the results that I'm having with the service I'm using. And people are absolutely killing it. People are absolutely killing it. Okay? You want to attend an event. Simon has one every week, I believe. Nod your head, Roger. Yep. Simon has a live event every week. And listen, if he's not there in your area, do one yourself. You got leaders that will drive to do one. You don't have to, if he does it every Tuesday, you don't have to wait till Tuesday to do it. Do one on Wednesday. Do one on Thursday. Do one on Friday. And keep them going, keep them going. And now what happens is you have these little meetings, right? These little mixers all over. They don't have to be massive. You don't have to have hundreds of people. Give me 2 people in a house and we'll kill it. Give me 2 people that are interested in our service and we're going to get them signed up. That's the name of the game. But you have these over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it's very simple to do if we have a system that is duplicatable. And that's what we have here. That's exactly what we have here. You want to try to get to 2 to 3 events per week. 4 to 10 three-way calls per week. Think about that. How many three-way calls did you do last week? How many three-way calls did you do last month? Some may have done 10 all month long. That isn't going to work, ladies and gentlemen. That's not going to work. That's not going to, look at, right now, this call, I'm talking about how to make money with the business side. This has nothing to do with using our service. If you want to be a customer, more power to you. But if you're on this webinar and this Zoom right now, especially right now, this is for people to build a business, build a residual income. Let me move that. To build a residual income, right? That's what we're here for. You want to be able to build a residual income. Okay? So 10 three-way phone calls in a month is nowhere near going to cut it at all. And I'm not trying to be rude. I respect everybody has time, but listen, everybody has a busy schedule, but we all have the same 24 hours. Okay? You make the time. If it's important, you'll make the time. Trust me, there's leaders all over the world that will make the time. I was doing a 3-way call for somebody the other day in Australia, so that was like 3 o'clock in the morning my time. 3 in the morning my time. I should have been sleeping. I should have been counting money. Instead, I was doing a 3-way call, making money. You don't go to bed when you're tired. You go to bed when the job's done. Don't make your minimums your maximums. Shoot for 10 three-way calls a week this week. Shoot for 10. So if you only done 2, you got 8 more to do between today and tomorrow. Very simple. To get 8 three-way calls between today and tomorrow, you're probably going to have to prospect and peak. Probably going to have to prospect at least 100 people. You're probably going to have to pique the interest of 80 people, and you'll probably get 8 of them on a call after sending them the video. PS3, peak, show, 3-way call, get them to a meeting. PS3, right? That's the name of the game. Now, that's what you're doing. Remember, at the beginning of this, I said you're either counting the people on the call that you have invited or you're being counted. So let's say you're the one who's counting how many people you have on the call. Let's say you only got 2 people on the call and they're getting this information. So now, last month, let's just say last month it was a bogey. You didn't do anything, but now you guys are taking it serious. So now you're doing 10 three-way calls a week, and now your team is doing that, and you brought 2 people here. That's 30 three-way calls a week. How many people do you think you're going to get signed up? Break down the numbers. It's very simple. Then you invite 5 people here. Now you got 5 people doing it instead of just 30. Now you have 50 people plus yourself is 6. That's 60 three-way calls in a week, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see how the numbers get staggering? Do you see how it's possible to hit Chairman 10, Chairman 25, Chairman 50, Chairman 100? Just stop real quick, real quick. Put the pens down, close your eyes, and imagine what your life would look like right now. Imagine what your bank account will look like right now if tomorrow's payday and you were a Chairman 500 and you got $125,000 deposited tomorrow. Think about that. Envision it. Look at the zeros. Look at the commas. Think about that excitement that you feel by calling your bank and hearing that deposit. Think about the excitement when you get that email and you see the number. Think about that. Think about that. Now, in order for that to happen, we got to work our butt off to make those things a reality. We got to go after it. We have people on here that should have already hit Chairman 10. Simon's going to knock it out the park. But besides him, we have people that should be hitting Chairman 25. Now, don't get me wrong. We're killing it. We're growing. Trust me, we're growing. Popping new ranks in every country. In the UK, in India, in Australia, in Peru. You heard me. In Peru, we're popping new ranks. This is all from this organization, this group. Not including what the company's done before. I'm looking at what we're doing. Okay? I know this. If you're doing 10 three-way calls in a month, it's not going to get that bank account to have that 125 deposit on a Friday. Promise you that. So we got to go harder, ladies and gentlemen. We got to work more, right? You got to be willing to do the presentations on a weekly basis. Part 3 of the 7 absolutes is 4 to 6 presentations per week if you're part-time. Listen, a lot of us work in a full-time job. Continue to do it. I did it. I built this working a full-time job, 80 hours a week, and built this. I didn't do 4 to 6 presentations a week when I was working 80 hours a week. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't going to get me to Chairman 25. It's not going to get me to Chairman 50. I knew that 4 to 6 had to be somewhere in between 2 and 5 per day if I was going to work this business full-time. Because I could do it 4 to 6 per week part-time, or I could do 2 to 5 per day. Say I do 5 instead of 6. I'm doing 5 per day. That's 25 presentations a week. Hello, somebody. Let's just say there's 3 people at every meeting. You see where I'm going with this? Because listen, not everybody's going to bat 1,000 in this game. Not everybody's going to have 100% sign-up ratio. Not everybody's going to be able to sign them up instantly. And that's okay. That's okay. But if you bat 3 out of 10 in our sport, in our industry, if you bat a 3 out of 10, if you sign up 3 out of 10 people in our industry, you're making a buttload of money. A buttload of money. By the time we're done with this 90-day run, ladies and gentlemen, you should be able to tell me what your number is. And what I mean by that is you should know how many, break it down to a mathematical formula. How many people do I have to prospect? How many people do I have to prospect in order to peak X amount of people? So, right, there's going to be prospect number, right? After that prospect number, then there's going to be that peak number. So I'm going to have to prospect X amount to peak X amount, right? To get, after that peak, to get X amount on a 3-way call, right? And then to get, after that 3-way call, to get either, the next number would be either sign them up or at a home meeting. But how many people do I need to get to the sign up? And once you know that number, then the rest is just a game. Because then you just prospect. No. Boom, I know it takes me 5 to get to my end result. I got 5 already. If I know it takes me 5 people to get to the next level, And then it takes me 3 people to get to the next level. And then it takes me, out of those 3, I'm going to get 1 person to go to the next level. Then I know if I just want 1 a week, I just need to do 5. But if I want 5, that means I got to prospect 25. That's my number. And I'll get 5 in. Once you know your number, the game is easy. It's over. Because then you just prospect. But eventually what you're going to see is while you're chasing that number, you're going to perfect your craft, and you're going to know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. Does that make sense? The biggest thing, the biggest thing here, you got to mute. Somebody's got to mute there. The biggest thing here is you got to understand that you're never going to say the right thing to the wrong person. You're never going to say the wrong thing to the right person. So just go out and do it. And do it and do it and do it and perfect it and perfect it and perfect it. And before you know it, you're going to be an I Am Academy ninja. And when people come up with an objection, you're going to be able to, boom, swat it. And then another objection, boom, boom, boom. Before you know it, you're handling all these objections and you're like welcoming them. Bring them on. Bring on an objection. Let me know what it is. And you're able to answer it correctly, the right way, handle the objection, and that's when the magic starts happening. Your confidence goes from here to here. And you start killing the game, right? You start simply killing the game. Step 4 in the 7 absolutes, 2 contacts per day. That's if you're part-time. You want 4 to 6 contacts per day if you're full-time. 10 in play at all times. Got to have 10 in play at all times. Got to have 10 in play. Right now, if you look at your list and you don't have 10 in play right now, you're failing. You don't need to go and prospect anymore. I mean, well, yeah, you need to prospect. You don't need to go and do anything else other than build that pipeline. Build that pipeline. 10 in play at all times. Got to have 10 in play. Okay? 4 to 6 contacts per day if you're full-time. Obviously, we know every day, step 5 of the 7 absolutes is personal development. I break it down pretty easy. 10 pages of reading a day or 30 minutes of audio. Either one. Either one. Here's what I realized. A lot of people get sucked up on their social media, watching what everybody else is doing. They go to look on their Instagram, and next thing you know, they're there for an hour and a half. They're there for 2 hours. Doing what? Listen, I'm going to go on social media. I'm going to send out a couple messages to pique people's interest. Maybe they have liked some of my posts that I put. I might send a message that said, hey, I seen that you liked or commented on a post that I see that you liked or commented on a post that I posted. Sorry about that. Somebody was calling me. I'll say, I see that you liked or commented on a post that I posted. Let me ask you, do you keep your income options open? I'm quick to the point. Tell me yes, tell me no, tell me quick, I got to go. I'll ask them, do they keep their income options open? If they say yes, great. Let me send you this video. But before I send the video, I said, do you have time to watch this video right now? They say, yeah, great. And I'm going to work in a way to get their phone number. I'm going to text message them the video. We're going to go from there. How many of you on here have a workout partner? I'm not talking about physical. How many of you have a partner that you check in with daily? We're on a 90-day run. How many of you are accountable to somebody that's on this call? Because if you're on this call, I would consider you a core person, to be honest. You're core. You're serious about getting it to the next level. So how many of you are exchanging your numbers on what you're doing daily? Do you have a workout partner if you don't get one? Do you have somebody who's core if you don't get one? And try to find somebody who's going to keep you accountable. Somebody that's going to be bold with you. When you tell them, oh, you know what? I was so tired yesterday. I didn't prospect anybody. I had a bad day at work. Find the person that's going to look at you and say, bro, so you're telling me you went to bed because you were tired? You sold yourself that excuse instead of going after your dreams? Find somebody who's going to be bold with you, that's going to push you and challenge you to get to the next level. Because if you don't have that person, if all you have in your corner is yes sirs and yes ma'ams, those aren't the people that I want on my corner at all times. I want the people that are going to be real with me and tell me, hey, dude, look, you missed the mark. You had the opportunity to stay up and prospect for an extra 2 hours, but you chose to go to bed. You didn't need 10 hours of sleep. You only needed 6. Why did you sleep for so long? That's the people I want to hang around with. The ones that are getting up early and getting stuff done by 11 o'clock before you realize you have enough time to do it even one more time. Find somebody that's serious. If they're not serious, just replace them. Simple as that. Simple as that. The biggest thing that can kill any momentum that you have already started in your business is become stagnant, become the boss, become the person in management mode. Don't be in management mode. Lead by example. Stay in zone 1. All out massive action. AOMA. All out massive action. And it starts with you. What are you willing to do? If you have 3 people on this call or 2 people on this call right now, if they were your team, if they are your team, if they did exactly what you did last month, what would your results look like? Look, here's the truth. If everybody on this call right now, if everybody on this Zoom right now did what I did last month, oh, we would be killing it. It'd be a whole new ballgame. If we were doing what you did last month, what does that look like? Okay, what does that look like? Are you working the business on a daily basis? Are you talking about the business on a daily basis? Are you sharing it with people on a daily basis? Or are you just that person that's just all talk and no action? Are you all talk, no action? You got action is king. Action's going to pay the bills. Doing stuff even when you don't want to do it, that's going to get it done. Okay? I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll be back on here next Thursday, same time. We're going to kill it again. We're probably going to go over the 8-point system next week. So re-go over it one more time. But I'm telling you guys this right now. If you're looking to make a lot of money, I'm not talking about the service, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking to make a lot of money by building a business, follow the system that has already been put in place. With that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you guys at the top or from the top. Roger, I'm going to turn it back over to you. Thanks for having me again, buddy.
Thanks, Joe. Guys, I don't know if you're making notes on that. I really hope you were, because I make notes every single time. But there was something that really struck home when Joe was talking about find someone to work with and find someone who will hold you accountable. See, I speak to Simon. Simon Brooks is my sponsor in this business, and I speak to Simon 10, 20 times a day. If I don't speak to him, I'm messaging him at crazy hours in the morning and at crazy hours at the other end of the morning. It's not in the night. We go past the night into the next morning, and we talk about everything that we're doing and what we're doing to push the business on. And not enough people actually talk to their sponsors and talk to their upline. Now, some of you guys have a sponsor who, as Joe said, maybe you have a sponsor who's not completely into it. I just want to mention this. When I first came into network marketing, when I first met Simon Brooks, it was nearly 30 years ago. And Simon sponsored a guy who sponsored a guy who sponsored a guy who sponsored a guy. Between Simon and myself, there were 17 people. About 6 months down the line, 16 of them have fallen by the wayside, and I was working with Simon. And that's been for nearly 30 years. You need to find someone that you can work with. You guys have committed people in your business. If you are sponsored into this business by Simon, then your direct upline is Joe, and his direct upline is Brandon Boyd. If you're sponsored by me, then you've got me and Simon and Joe and Brandon. You've got some seriously committed people to help you. You must take advantage of that. absolutely must. Simon, you put your camera on. I guess there's something you want to add to that.
Yeah. In my years of experience, I used to always turn around and say to people that I personally sponsored, imagine if you had 10 people in your team, 100 people in your team, or 1,000 people in your team. Is easier for you to phone the 1,000 or for the 1,000 to make one phone call? Obviously, it's easier for them to phone you, and that's what you need. I get people, when I start people, they say, oh, I say, right, this is what you got to do. You've got to phone me every single day. And people go, oh, you don't want me pestering you. You don't want me bothering you. You're going to get fed up with me. This is what I say to them. Let me tell you when I'm going to get fed up with you. When you never phone me. Because then I think you don't see it like I do. And I see this big. In my 32-year career, no matter what company I get involved with, it always is the big one. And I tell you now, IM Academy is the biggest one. But you need to make sure that you phone your sponsor every single day. And your sponsor is going to be really excited. They're going to be on the phone to me saying, Simon, we've got another one of us. Because this is what you won't do. You won't pick up the phone and say, hey, John, what's the weather like in your town? No, you're only going to phone your upline with something to say. Like, what do you say if this person says this to you or this to you? Or what about this? Or how does this work? Or when is this event going to be? Or how about this? So you always make sure you have something to say. That is fundamental and that is key. Just going back regarding the event we've got going, I know Louis is in Australia and he won't be coming over to our weekend masterclass weekend event, but hey, I'm still going to mention it. The tickets at the moment are 125. After Sunday, they go to 199. It is a massive jump. Guys, then the double rooms go from a price to a massive price. Don't miss out. Don't be thinking, yeah, I'll get around to it sometime, someday. That someday never, ever happens. You need to plan your business. Give you an example. Me, Roncello, we went down to an event in London. We drove back and we thought, wow, this was a little regional event that they had over 2,000 people to. Then the company launched the international convention. As soon as they launched it, we all booked our tickets straight off the bat. Now, the benefit is the prices for the convention have gone up and up and up and up and up. But we got our tickets real cheap, right at the first price, which is great. And we're so pleased we did. And this is the same with our event. This is the lowest they'll ever be. Don't miss out. Don't be thinking, yeah, I'll get around to it. No, getting around to it doesn't happen. Really doesn't happen. You've got to plan your life and plan your business. Get committed. And the best part about the convention at the end of this month is for all you new folk that joined after the 18th of December, if you sponsor just 3 people, you can be eligible to get a free ticket, which will save you hundreds to the event. And I tell you now, this event that's going to be at the end of February will be like going to a concert. It will be that exciting. There will be around 10,000 people that will be attending. And I mean, to get someone like a Louis to actually book his tickets to fly from America, no, to fly from Australia over, going to be the first time me and Louis are actually going to meet each other. That is serious commitment. And we got people in the United Kingdom that are even thinking, oh, should I book it? Shouldn't I book it? Should I book it? Shouldn't I book it? Louis will spend more time traveling to the airport than what it will do for people in the UK to go to London. Come on, guys. You know, this isn't rocket science. And this is where you will walk away from this event, not with one gold nugget. You're going to walk away with a handful of golden nuggets. And you're going to see the actual owner on stage called Chris Terry, who's worth over $500 million. That's over 500,000 US dollars.
500 million.
Yeah, 500 million. Sorry, 500,000. Yeah, 500 million. And also, you're going to see a keynote speaker called Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor is a huge pool. People will pay thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands just to see this guy speak. He's in the realms of your Jim Rohns of the world, your Anthony Robbins of the world. This guy is an all-time guy that's basically partnered with IM Academy, and he will now be their inside guest speaker, and he will be on the stage. So you can turn around and say, chalk that up. I was there. I was at that convention, which is eye-opening, which is phenomenal. Anyway, back to you, Roger.
Anybody get the idea that he's kind of excited? Every single one of these guys, because the opportunity that you have in front of you right now, today, is like something. Simon and I are older than most of you, probably some of you put together. But we've never seen an opportunity as big as this in our lives. We came into this year, I remember the tail end of last year, saying, I have never been as optimistic about our future, what the next 12 months is going to be like in my entire life. And we both turned 60 last year. So we've had a few new years to sort of go through to see that. And yet we are more excited than ever before. You have a phenomenal opportunity. We are growing like crazy. The trades are starting to come. We're knocking trades out. Louis was on the call last night. Louis said in the few short weeks that Louis has been with us, 24 consecutive winning trades, making money day in, day out. People who've grown their accounts by 40% in just the last few weeks. If you put your money in the bank and leave it in the bank and let it work in the bank, it'll take you 40 years to get that. We've done it in 6 weeks. We can do incredible things for other people. We can do incredible things for everyone on here. Your side of the job is to talk to as many people as you can, get more people to listen to these calls. On Monday, we're going to do another training call. Because Brandon is now setting off on his tour of Europe, for the next couple of weeks, Simon and I are going to do these calls. Next Monday, Simon is going to share with you his WhatsApp system. Now, Simon's WhatsApp system he shared with us at the last live event in Haydock. And he shared it with 1 or 2 other people who weren't there as well. And we've got a guy who took that idea on board. He's been with us for about 3 weeks. He is knocking it out of the park at the moment. He had about 6 people round at Simon's house last night. We had more people signing up live at Simon's house. You got the hand going up.
Roger, we've actually got a guy on, Roger. We've got a guy on this Zoom now called Rob Pierce. Rob joined when you saw him, not this week, but last week.
Yep.
Got his account set up, and I've just a screenshot of his trades. He's been trading for days, but one day he made £423.17. To some people, that's a full-time week's income. That's insane.
Well,
now, we're going to see Rob this Wednesday. And I'm hoping he's going to bring on an army of people.
Yeah, and the good news is
Rob, and he's sponsored by Gaz. Yeah, he's sponsored by Gaz, and Gaz is absolutely crushing it.
So next Monday, we're going to tell you exactly what Simon told Gaz, that Gaz has done, that is knocking it out of the park and recruiting people at an insane rate, and what got Rob to make £400 in his first couple of days Well, that was 100. That was on one day. That's getting people to make money at crazy, crazy rates. We're going to share that on Monday. On Wednesday of next week, we're going to have another Zoom call. You need to have an army of people watching it. I was blown away by that Zoom call last night, because the one thing that Simon and I noticed at the Zoom call is we had nearly as many people in the room at Simon's house as we actually had on the Zoom call. Now, if we had everyone on that Zoom call with an army in their houses as well, guys, you would all be growing like absolute crazy. All you've got to do is copy what we're doing. We're not asking you to go figure this out for yourself. We know how to do it. Copy what we're doing. Guys, that's enough. We've sort of gone on a little bit and banged on a little bit about it. So we're going to let you go right now. Go talk to as many people as you can. As ever, if you need any help, speak to your sponsor. If your sponsor's relatively new, keep going upline till you get to me, till you get to Simon, till you get to Joe, till you get to Brandon. Get to someone who can help you. There is always someone there to help you. And we'll build this like absolute crazy. Until then, we're going to see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, today, guys. Bye-bye.